Hello, everybody. How is everyone on this Thursday night? Hope you guys had a wonderful. Let's move this up a little bit. I'll get the mic a little bit more out of the shot. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and wonderful, happy holidays. I don't know what everybody celebrates, of course, but hope that a good time was had by all. Happy to be back with you for the last live stream of 2018. I can't believe that it's happening. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Joseph. Hi, Brandon. Gosh, guys, I'm so happy y'all are here. I'm happy we're going to be doing this. I can't believe that I feel like it's been kind of difficult getting everything scheduled on time. Like I, usually have been able to, but, between moving and craziness, which you guys, of course, all know about and I won't harp on, we're here. We made it back to it. So welcome in. So I have a few things tonight that are on the table. Yes, moving does suck. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. A few things on the table that I have been gifted this year for Christmas and throughout the holiday season. So, hey, Dustin's here. And Charles Van Ness. Hello, Charles. Joseph Brazu, anything bottled and bond from the bottom shelf? Not for gifts, but so one of the things that I'm going to be doing is, as you can tell by the episode description too, is reviewing the Norlan glass. And to do that, I will be doing a bottom shelf, well, it used to be bottom shelf product here, since I know it pretty well and I can, be able to pick out stuff here and there, of course, and be able to, to actually, pick out some different things or find out different things. The cat's gonna break that glass. That would suck. The other night, though, my father-in-law Brett was over just for some holiday cheer, and he put up a he put a glass of, I can't even remember what it was, but it was a Glencairn, and he put it up on like the TV stand. And his dog's huge, and her tail just wags like crazy. He knocked it off, and so I lost a Glencairn the other night. R.I.P. But it's all good. It's all good. But yes, I did get cookies. The cookies were phenomenal, by the way, Monica. I've been meaning to tell you. Thank you so much for that. 4 Glencairns on Christmas. That sucks, dude. I am so sorry. Whew. So for Merry Christmas to you too, my friend, and Happy New Year to you as well. So let's get into it, because I would like to have a drink, of course. So the first cool thing that I got this year was something that I've never had before, and was kind of a surprise to me too. But Lucy went to Trader Joe's sometime last week, and we both have the habit of always kind of stopping in the liquor store, seeing if there's anything that we might like or have never had before. And she found this Trader Joe's winter wheat bourbon, which I'd never heard of before, didn't even know existed. It's a mash of 30% wheat and 70% corn, so I guess no malted barley. But Eric, I'll I'll try to catch up. But what I will be drinking this out of, rather, is another cool thing that I got, which I was not expecting. Let me clean this out real quick. Have a little pre-stream pour. Sorry, that was off screen. Scream. Jeez. Back in there with you. So what I'm going to be drinking out of, I was just totally 100% not expecting this, but I this was the first thing I opened on Christmas Day, mind you. My brother is incredibly thoughtful and just knows the people that he's buying gifts for better than anybody. And I'm gonna try to show this well, but there we go. Um, he got me 3 etched this is my bourbon podcast glasses, and I mean, again, like first thing I opened, and it was early in the morning, and I was just like, it just hit me, and I was in tears, and I was like, this is one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten, and of course, incredibly thoughtful. Cat's messing around downstairs. Um, anyway, it was just so cool, and I'm super excited about them. And maybe they'll be for sale someday too. Oh no. So this is the Trader Joe's winter wheat bourbon. I don't know where to really put this. Maybe there? Okay. Yeah, that works. No, it does not smell good. It does not smell good. It smells like cat food. Cat food and corn. Oh, just about. Adam Terry, I'll probably wind up doing some Glencairns here in the future too. I have this sneaking suspicion that I'm outgrowing the threadless store a little bit. So what I might wind up doing is switching over to my own shop page, um, externally from threadless, um, so that I can actually sell more merch and stuff. And I mean, you'll still be able to like get these shirts, but that way I can start selling glasses and stickers and all that stuff. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, dude, this is not exciting at all. Interesting. Ugh. It tastes a little bit better than it smells. I'll say that much. Um, it's super super light. You can't really see it that well in this lighting. It's almost more of a like yellow color than it is copper or whatever. But it's I'm trying to be gentle. I think that if you like a sweeter profile, this might be for you. This could be interesting for first time drinkers too. Um, but oh, hi, Big Feets. Hi, buddy. Um, kind of winter pea bourbon. Yeah, maybe a little bit more year in yellow. This is up there with that Spring Mill bourbon that I had recently too. Sorry, it's also like raining, kind of storming out too. So if you hear some rumbles, you know why. Anyway, I'll say this much: it is beginning to open up a little bit in the glass. Not by a whole lot, but it's certainly it's certainly interesting. There's some fruit on it as well, which is not bad and is kind of redeeming itself a little bit too, I would say. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm personally not a fan. Why keep coming back? Because maybe there's something more that I can find on it. The nose has done it. It's just flat out gross. It's just not good. I would like to get rid of this right now, though. Oh man. Oof. Okay. Well, let's move on then. So I have to bring something up here too. Yeah, that was a good call there, Brian. Something that happened this year that I was not expecting, and I'm gonna get a little mushy for a second, but was the generosity of some of you guys. I have been so blessed and so fortunate this year to have such incredible patrons and followers and watchers and listeners of everything that I do. And one of the things that's really just blown me away is the fact that you guys have sent me presents. I mean, you just sent me bottles. Like this was from Adam Terry, who I believe is, yeah, there he is. It's a store pick of Elijah Craig. He also sent me a rare breed, and if you want to watch me talk about that, go check out Chad and Sarah's live stream from this week, which I was also on. I'll link it below in the description. And then Joseph Brazo, you sent me this Woodinville bourbon, which I'd never had before, honestly never really even heard of before. It's finished with Applewood staves, which is so cool. I had this with Chad and Sarah recently. Monica's sending me a housewarming gift. She made us cookies too. I mean, I'm honestly touched and blown away by not just, the fact that you guys help me out every single week with the show and by being A, supportive, and B, actually donating money, but by just being generous. I mean, it's very touching. It means a lot. And I wish that I could, I don't bake. I wish that I could express that in better terms, but I just want to say thank you. So this one's for you guys. Figured I'd pour a little bit of this here. Elijah Craig, which I got to try the other day. Just trying it out. And there's a nice sticker on the back here too, with all the stats for this bottle. So yeah, switching over to another rocks glass, which was actually another Christmas gift. Anybody who knows me, I get made fun of for it, but knows that I am a Dave Matthews Band fan. And so that's the Fire Dancer logo that's been made famous by a lot of their branding and everything. Not quite a Perry pour. Maybe later on, we'll see. I still have a lot of stuff to get through. I don't think you guys understand. Sticker says, "Don't feed the bears." Thanks, Steph. Also, Charles, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. That is awesome. Okay, look, Perry pours will happen, but you gotta give me a little bit. I'm only on my second drink of the show. Yes, Papa Ritter's here. When Perry has a lot of pours, becomes Pory. Gosh, I just love the nose on it. It's a nice ramped up Elijah Craig pick, I would say. It's like everything that I love about regular Elijah Craig just turned up to 11, which is awesome. I think it's phenomenal. The nose has that nice baking spice to it, but it's more in your face, more caramel in your face, to some slight kind of peanut butter on there as well. I think one of the tasting notes that they gave was graham cracker, which is definitely um, noticeable on the palate as well. Overall, just a fantastic Elijah Craig pick. And honestly, I haven't had a whole lot of Elijah Craig picks that I've really liked. Um, one of my favorites. Um, Thoughts on the Michter's 10-year bourbon? It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not as over the moon about it as a lot of people are. I still think it's tasty, but I don't think that it's, I don't fawn over it the way that some people do. But I wouldn't say no to a pour of it. Great at retail, I think, is a um, good way of putting it. I so wish they would allow Elijah Craig store picks at barrel strength. Yes. We were talking with somebody about that recently too. I can't remember who it was, but they said, "Oh, we've been wanting to do that and we just can't," which is dumb. But maybe it'll happen eventually. Um, I'm sorry, Joseph. Yeah, that's good stuff. What I was going to say too is that there was one Elijah Craig store pick that I think Swan brought me. And it was so funny because it was perfectly on profile for Elijah Craig. It was like it was just regular old Elijah Craig. It was so bizarre. Um yeah. Anyway. Monica, we still find um Eagle Rare picks every now and then around here. Liquor Barn, used to do them more often too. Not so much anymore, of course, but I think they creep up every now and then. But anyway, that is a fantastic Elijah Craig store pick. All the way from, I guess I probably could have said, the Woodland Wine Merchant in Nashville, Tennessee. This is an 11-year-old pick, too. Came out of the barrel at 125, bottled at 94, and just in time for Thanksgiving, this barrel is soft and accessible with caramel, graham cracker, and cinnamon spice. I can affirm that all of those flavors are present and accounted for, I guess. I don't know. I'm also tired. We were moving more stuff out of Richmond today. Oh, Andrew McKenna store picks. Oh, man. Barrel bourbon Liquor Barn pick. Oh, that would be good. I do love me some barrel bourbon. Never had a bad one. Sorry, I got some ice with that drink of water. Isn't it already wonderful enough? Is it though? No, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Probably the best bourbon you've ever had. I'd say it's up there. I don't know if it's the best I've ever had though. But let's move on, shall we? Sorry, I keep going a little bit out of frame. I'm not quite used to the new setup here in the studio / bourbon room. So I figured I would have a pour as well of Joseph's Gift, the Woodinville straight bourbon whiskey, which is finished with toasted Washington State applewood staves. So it's handmade in Washington State, as it says. I love the packaging on it. I just think it's so classy. Excuse me. You can tell it's real cork, which is awesome. And then there's, of course, the nice back label. Smaller batches, bigger dreams. It's fine. No age statement, but it is straight, so it's over 2 years. I would say it's probably more in the realm of like that 4-year stuff. Old Forester single barrel pick. Nice. Drinking an Old Forester single barrel pick right now too. Look at you, Brian. Bourbon Room looks good. Thanks, Dad. Want to know about that one. Aged for 5 years and then toasted. All right, Dad, have a good one. This one's for you, buddy. Hey, that was another good pop. Sweet nose. Sweet nose. Yeah, I love the like real authentic cork on this one. Big Feats is leaving as well. Dad's leaving. Guys, enjoy. Nick, Matt, I misread your comment as Nicki Minaj for some reason. Just switched to ECVP. Nice. Anyone know when New Riff is headed west? Hopefully soon for you guys. I know that it's done so well here. I figured that it would be getting out to, more markets. But look at how dark this is. So 5 years, 100 proof, finished on those Applewood staves. Oh, mama, that's a great nose. Sweet, but not too sweet. Kind of like an apple pie, I would say, more than anything. OESV Party Source pick. That sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah. Swan, I've had the New Riff rye. I like it. I like it a lot. It's even at a 95% rye mash bill. It doesn't drink like it. I'll say that much. I would buy a bottle of it. I think it's a fabulous pour. Can I say how excited I am for the Castle and Key bourbon to be ready? Yes, you can, because I am too. Oh, Adam, how'd you like it? Yeah, New Riff is Kentucky only. It will expand after a little while. Give it some time, I'm sure. Dang it, the nose is just fabulous. Man, that finish just keeps going too. It's a really, really nice Kentucky hug too. It's not overly powerful. It's very gentle, but you still know it's there. Finish is not quite as long as I kind of anticipated. It's still pretty good. But man, that palate is really where this bourbon shines. Love the rye. Cool. In Chicago for the holidays, and the guys at Benny said they are still working on a contract to stock New Riff. Oh, that's cool. Can I taste the applewood? Yes, but I don't think I'm identifying it as necessarily a woody flavor. It reminds me more of like, what are they called? Apple crisps? That's a cereal. They're those like dried up apple slices. Apple chips? Is that what they're called? I can't remember. That's what it reminds me more of than like a woody appley flavor. Palate caressing. Yes. Apple liqueur. Interesting. Mm. Apple chips. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. I like it a whole lot. A whole lot. And I honestly was a little bit, hesitant because I didn't know anything about the company. I didn't know anything about the whiskey itself. And for the first time that I tried it, being a finished product, I was like, well, maybe. But no, it's really freaking good. It's really good. Um, it's like applewood bacon, that kind of influence. Oh yeah, that's a good way to, but it of course doesn't have the savoriness, say that the applewood smoked bacon would. Um, there's this thing called Google. Yes, I do know, but I wanted to go in blind. Um, and it paid off for me. It paid off to not know anything about the product before I tried it. So sometimes not knowing is fine too. So while I'm finishing up this glass, and before I move on to a couple more Christmas gift pours, before I do the actual Norlan glass review, one of the coolest things that I got was this book called the Bourbon Bible, which I had never seen before. It's by Eric Zandona. I'm not sure. It's basically just kind of a beginner's guide to bourbon. It starts out with, how it came to be and moves into what the key ingredients are, how it's aged, how to read a bourbon label, which is really cool. But then it starts getting into these tasting notes. Oh, that's awesome. I see you guys talking about Iverson. Love him so much. He's the best. I would totally do a spin-off rye podcast with Iverson. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I'd read the Bible if that was it. Nice. Yeah, it's great for new people. There are 140 bourbons that this guy tried for the book. And you know what's funny, Joseph Brazo? Woodinville is actually in here, which I think is kind of interesting and neat. There's a glossary at the end. They have a whole section on cocktails to, excuse me, even just for, like I said, for beginners, it's a really good book to check out. I think even too for seasoned drinkers who, may want to revisit and check out a little bit more of what they could potentially experience with bourbon. I think it's good for that too. But anyway, and then this one is not really, this is another book. And it's not really a bourbon book, but it's just so cool. And I was so drawn to it. Lucy and I went to go get coffee at this really cool local place called Coffee Times. And they have just this really neat little shop connected to it with just kind of a whole bunch of stuff around. And one of them was this book called The Southerner's Handbook. It was curated by the editors, of Garden and Gun, whom it's funny because I'm not the kind of person who is necessarily attracted to the gardening lifestyle or guns. They're just not my thing. But I love the Garden and Gun magazine. I really do. It's one of my favorite magazines. And I saw this and I was like, oh, I gotta. Um, Brandon, I'm glad you're getting caught up, buddy. But yeah, I saw it and was immediately drawn to it, and Lucy got it for me for Christmas as well. So I am super excited to dive into it. I've not really done a whole lot of reading in it, but it goes through. The tagline on it is "A Guide to Living the Good Life," which I love. I think that's cool. Isn't it more of a Southern lifestyle mag? Yeah, but it also still um, it still goes into that um, kind of gun lifestyle. But this Woodenville has a little bit of a smoky quality to it as well, which I'm just now picking up. But yeah, man, Joseph, thank you so much for sending this to me too. Oh, Brian, I really want to read Bourbon Justice. Yeah, I've heard fantastic things about it. So yeah, I can't wait to check that out. So the next couple of things that I have on the table are gifts that I got, but I didn't want to do fresh cracks of them because I already had two bottles open. Well, one bottle of each, and I just didn't think that it was necessary to, open new bottles when other ones had not been finished yet. So one of them was a Woodford Double Oak, which is such a great pour and so unique in and of itself. That's good of a cork pop. That kind of stinks. So figured I'd have a little bit of that as well. And then as I'm doing that, I'll talk about, of course, Clint Eastwood movie. That's what you use for your bourbon balls. Yeah. Look, I like the Woodford Double Oak quite a bit. I think it's good. Plant bulbs with your shotgun. Do you shoot them into the ground? Is that what you mean? All right. What's the other? Is there an alternative to that? Do you dig it up with the? I don't even know gun terms. I still would really like to try this with a cigar. I mentioned before that it's, I anticipate that it would be really good with a cigar, but is it? I don't know. I'll have to try it out. I do want to say one thing though, and this is something I've not noticed until now. It has a bubblegum flavor to it. It has a bubblegum flavor. I've never noticed that before. If only I had a cigar or two. Yeah, man, if only. I need to find the right cigar for it to go. Well, maybe I should just kind of play around with it. I don't know. I do have a few cigars that I can go through though. Shreddy balls. Oh, Big Feats. Happy birthday to your wife, man. That's awesome. Sorry you can't stay on here for very long, but I can totally understand you needing to be there. I'd love a Pappy cigar. I bet that would be awesome. Yeah. It's funny because I usually get some of these smokier flavors from Woodford Double Oak. But in this case, it's not really coming through in the way that I um, had anticipated or remembered. Not getting the bubble gum. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's one of the more predominant flavors that I'm getting this time around here, Joseph. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's look, it's not bad. I feel like I'm just kind of disappointed by it this time around because I am kind of willing to um sorry. Um I nail polish remover. That could I could see that too, actually. Yeah, nothing worse than nail polish on the nose. I hate that it's getting this sweet and that I'm kind of feeling this way about it, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't have as much left, but I do freaking love the color on this pour. It's so dark. I mean, it's brown. It's not even like a copper. It's like a brown color, which I think is so different and it kind of stands out on the shelf a little bit too. Start sweet, get smokier. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I'm on board with that. Um, did you know that Woodford won't do a single barrel? They batch everything, even store. They batch store picks. Really? I did not know that. Huh. I had no idea about that, Adam. Thank you for letting me know that. I mean, overall, just not really a fan of Woodford. But that's just me. Um, did I jump ship? I don't know if I jumped ship. I don't know if I jumped ship or not. I would love to come back to this again at some point. And, maybe I had the wrong combination of things to eat or drink today before I got to this. Overall, I tend to be a fan of it, but, you know. Um, Hi, Michael. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining the chat, man. We ruined Woodford for you. I'm sorry, Joseph. Yeah, first time viewer Michael's here. Cheers to you, man. So happy to have you on board. Have you checked out the podcast yet? Let me know. Michael, welcome in. I'm Perry, of course. Happy to have you here. This is not my normal night for doing live streams, but because Christmas was on Tuesday, I had to reschedule. But on New Year's Day, we'll be back. Speaking of stuff this week, I am so sorry that the episode has not come out yet. It will be out tomorrow, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm so sorry that I have not gotten it out yet, but Christmas absolutely kicked my butt. So, very cool though, Michael. I had a lot of fun over on Chad and Sarah's stream. I hated that Sarah was feeling bad and sick, but I was happy to be there and help them out and everything. But you know what, Joseph? That's a really good point. It just doesn't seem to really have anything going for it that makes it stand out enough to be worth my time. I think it is the holidays or something. Yeah, sure, whatever. Woodford to me is a bourbon that is trying to please everyone, but not rule over any one category. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Swan. Also, final holiday pour, Christmas pour, before I get to the Norlan review. This I I think it's gonna be a tradition now because I got another bottle of this year. Um, it, Last year, my dad got me a bottle of Maker's Cast Strength and put this the holiday label on it, as well as their little um, gift to the Maker's Mark ambassadors, which was the little bow tie. And I am so close to being done with this that I didn't think that I needed to open up the new one for tonight. 110.9 proof. Oh, that's a nice deep cork pop there. If you know anything about me, you know that I have a long-standing history with Makers because my dad was a big Makers drinker before I even really got into bourbon. And so that was kind of what I equated with what bourbon was. So I'm not as big of a fan of it anymore, but I do like the cast strength. I think 46 was really good too. But anyway, I think they rely on the bottle to lure new drinkers. Yeah, I think that's. Joseph, I think that's the holiday version. Michael said, so for Perry and chat, I've never had a 100 proof plus whiskey. I'm looking to try one. So what's a good one? I would say Bottle and Bonds would be a good place to start. And then you can start working up to maybe Turkey 101. Yeah, Brian said Turkey 101. Let's see, what else? Really, Bottled and Bonds are going to be your best bet. If you can find it, Weller Antique 107, of course. Excuse me. Rare Breed would definitely be up there as well. Let's see what else. I'm looking right in my bourbon closet right now. Old Granddad 114 would be really good too. It's not too hot. It's got a really nice warm palate to it as well. Russell's Reserve single barrels are a great way to go as well. Let's see, what else? What are you guys saying? Yeah, ask and you receive answers. Absolutely. Can I reach it? No, I unfortunately can't reach it. It's I'm a good 7 or 8 feet away from my bourbon closet. Man, this Maker's Cask is a little bit hot, but overall, very tasty. Very, very tasty. Oh, Swan. Swan's doing it. He's putting that challenge out. Okay. Okay. So Swan just said if we can get up to 30 viewers tonight, he's got a little semi-dusty bottle of Rare Breed for me. So yeah, go share on social media and everything. Let people know to come and hang out with us because that would be nice. It'd be nice. I've always liked to add to the collection a little bit if I can, and get new viewers too, new people to hang out with. Old Granddad 114's hot and nasty. All right, whatever. He bought a JTS brownie and fill up a gift card. Nice. Steven said, I know this is random and haven't been chatting for a bit, but what is everyone's favorite label for bourbon? I have an older label, Rare Breed. Why did they change it? Oh, man. It's my favorite label. E.H. Taylor is really good in classic. I would say that Larceny is a good kind of innovative one where they use the negative space for the keyhole to kind of emphasize It's some of it's branding. New Riff is one of the cooler new labels that's out there right now. I would say the if you haven't seen it yet either, the new labels for the Knob Creek products are so nice and clean. Freaking love them. And I love the new Weller design too. I think the new Weller design is just gorgeous. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I when I think of a bourbon label, that's the kind of label that, as a graphic designer myself, too, I would tend to gravitate towards. That's just me. I love the timelessness too. Well, not timelessness, but the classic feel of the Booker's bottles too. And I think I might have said Blanton's already, but if I didn't, Blanton's is definitely up there for me as well. Yeah, Joseph, that's a good point. I really do like the Woodford packaging. I think it's, overall, it's really well done. It's extremely simple and clean. You don't have to have too much information on there other than kind of what's necessary. I think that, as far as like design process goes, Woodford's real nice. They're real nice with it. Old Fitz label is cool. Old Forester, I think their newest redesign is really a step up too from what some of their products have been. Yeah, we did it back like in the early days of the show. We did some. We did an episode on bourbon packaging and talking about the graphic design elements of it. So I think that was episode like 4. It might have been episode 6. I can't remember for sure, but go back and check that out because we get a little bit more in depth about bourbon packaging and label design as well. Yeah, American Spirit's actually really nice too. Dang, those new labels makes me want to buy more and collect current ones. Yeah, I would buy some Kentucky Spirit bottles up right now too. Hate Booker's packaging. Keep the box. Give me $5 off. I'm kind of getting to that point too, and I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't really have a need for those boxes. The 3 that I had, I gave away to Chad. 2 that I had, rather. Same kind of with the E.H. Taylor tubes. I love them, but I don't have a need for them. And I mean, I had 3 tubes. I gave them all away. So, Joseph, and that's how I feel too, is that I say this all the time. I drink everything that I buy, or I open everything that I buy, rather, because I'm more curious about it than I am interested in doing something like, say, make a profit, which is fine for some people. But for me, I'm more interested in the act of drinking bourbon than anything else. Chad's gonna build a throne with Booker's boxes. Is that what he and Sarah are gonna sit on at the wedding? Yeah, Fred Minnick did. He really did take a dump on the Basil Hayden 10. I would still try it. Dad's Drinking Bourbon said OWA is going to go up in price. Anybody heard this? I have heard that too. I don't know if I heard it from John and Zeke or not, or if I heard it somewhere else. Here's the weird thing, though. The weirdest bit of news that I have heard recently, I heard today. I hope it's more rumor, but that 4 Rose Single Barrel is allocated now. I don't know why. It pisses me off. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest with you. And this is, of course, the same conversation that people were having when Weller was starting to get allocated, and now that yep, it seems more and more like that is actually the case, which is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't 27 to 50. Oh my gosh. If it's allocated its hype, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. So I don't. If it turns out not to be true, it'll be okay. I don't want to, I don't want to stir the pot in terms of, the rumor mill or anything. I think it just combined two metaphors there. But that's just what I've heard. Kind of sucks. I won't buy it for more either. No. Yeah, that'll really suck. It'll really, really suck. This is why we just can't have nice things. Isn't that right, guys? You heard it here first, folks. McKenna's going up to 40 plus. That I'm not surprised about, honestly. I am mostly okay with that. That's not a. Why did they made us review the word poppycock? It's funny, actually. I've seen McKenna at 50 here. I think 50 is too much. I think 40 is reasonable. It was kind of a head scratcher as to why they hadn't priced it any higher than they did. But 'tis what it is. What it is. All right, so the main portion, not the main portion, but that kind of does it for what was kind of the conversation portion of tonight and some of the little fun stuff. So I'm going to move on to the other part, which is reviewing this guy. For anybody who doesn't know, this is the Norlan glass. If you're new to the channel and you just wanted to hear what I had to say about it, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Let's pull up some stats on the Norlan glass because I know that there are some, really specific aspects of it. Apologies. What's going on in the chat right now? What was Monica's point? I'd like to know. Ugly bottles. Ugly bottles do rock. Yes. Buying ECBP for those dollars. Yes, absolutely. McKenna's 32 in Ohio. Sounds really nice. Joseph, I cannot, unfortunately. Patreon will be getting actually a bonus episode where I talk about that. That'll be within the next couple of weeks, I think. Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Ugly bottle equals zero money spent on graphic design. Yes. Yes, it does. So a couple of things about the Norlan glass. Black Norlan glasses. I like being able to see my whiskey. That's the only thing. Here from their website, which is norlanglass.com. It says, combining design, science, and ritual for the perfect whiskey drinking experience. Let's see. It's hand-blown, but borosilicate glass. I got there. Total capacity is about 7 fluid ounces. Less than that, actually. Like 6.9. It's very light. Concave lip. Let's let's see what else. This is from their website. It says the Norlan whiskey glass is a transparent double-walled vessel formed with glass blowing technique into two separate two-part molds, one for the inner wall and one for the outer wall. When the inner and outer walls are prepared, the rims are reheated and the inner glass is inserted, at which time the rims are sealed. This creates a hollow body glass with dramatically different inside shape to outside shape. A unique effect of the double-walled construction is the intensity of color added to the spirits in the bowl, which is further carried up into the rim of the glass. And one of the interesting things about it too is that it's supposed to deliver a more, how do we say this? I don't want to say distilled because distilled isn't quite the Brian, that's awesome, man. Welcome to the chat, buddy. New Orleans glass are too expensive. I think there's a little expensive. Perry, there's a push to do away with bottle and bond because people think it's not needed. That's a podcast. Yes, that is a podcast. We are going to be talking about that. True blind tastings. That's a good point. Think bottle and bond these days is kind of a gimmick. I don't think so. I think that bottle and bond is kind of a good indication of almost lost my phone. An indication of quality and kind of a guarantee as well. Just my thoughts. We will definitely be doing an episode though on whether or not it should go away. So to test out the Norlan glass as well, I wanted to use something that I am super familiar with. Speaking of bottled and bonds, the Heaven Hill bottled and bond 6-year, which is just something that I know enough about to where I don't have to think too hard about the pour that's in the glass, and I instead can, talk about differences. So I decided to use the Glencairn, which is another really popular whiskey tasting glass, of course, versus the Norlan glass itself. Brian's been forgiven. Good deal. Eric said downside to Norlan is that if whiskey is cool/cold, then can't warm it in hand. That's fair. Yeah. Also got temperature regulations, less isolation. Yeah. Perry must have no one's around for Lucy. I do. Yes. Or Norlan. What did I say? Yeah, Norlan. Most of the best bourbons are not bottled and bond. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's a huge marketing point, like made in USA. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk first about what the experience is like on the Glencairn. We're going to go a little bit over time, I believe, but that's okay. Some smoky notes. Of course, the ethanol is a little bit present. A little bit of apple and some citrus in there as well. But then it gets into some of those kind of classic bourbon notes. A little bit. There's some chocolate in there too, which I think is nice. But, also using my finger. I like an Irish coffee mug because I can get them for $2. Basically a Tribeca like Chad and Sarah with a handle. Oh, interesting. Huh. 6 ounce wine glasses like Dixon. Yes, I would be happy with those. It's just a very classic bourbon, I would say. It's interesting though because it does have a little bit of a kind of flat bit towards the back once before it gets to the finish, rather, which is nice, but not. It's not what I was anticipating. I would say at 6 years and 100 proof, it's incredibly good though. It really is. It's very well rounded. It invites you to want to go back for another sip as well. So yeah. If the Kentucky Owl gig doesn't work out, he can work for Audible. Yeah. Interesting. So with the Norlan glass, the nose maintains a lot of what I was getting in the Glencairn, but it also introduces this interesting like pine note, I would say. Yeah, it's piney. It's Christmassy. It's good. And it also has removed all of this. Sorry, I had to itch my foot. All of the like the ethanol notes that I would have been picking up with the Glencairn, which could be good for some people, but also bad for some. Excuse me. Some people could say, "Oh, I would rather, see what the full experience is like." I get that. Personally, where's this one here? Personally, I don't mind the fact that there is not much more ethanol on it in there. Some ASMR podcasts. Yeah. It'd be funny, actually. Oh, Louis here too. Hi, Louis. Yeah. Steven, I think that's a good point too. Ergonomically, it does seem to fit better in your hand. It doesn't take you out of the conversation in the way that the Glencairn does. You have to actively move the Glencairn glass and your head up more than you do with the Norlan glass. So say you and I are talking, I have the Norlan glass. I can continue to look at you while I'm taking a sip of it. Glencairn, however, I have to look up. I have to, or else I'm not going to get anything out of it. So I do like that aspect of it. Now let's talk about too the palette that is delivered on the Heaven Hill 6-year bottle and bond. It absolutely does smooth out any kind of rough edge that I was getting with the Glencairn. It seems to help the finish a little bit. It gets rid of that one kind of flat note that I was finding too in the Glencairn. But I think overall it's a very successful delivery. For that. Yeah, I really do like the way that the Glencairn presents the Heaven Hill 6-year bottle and bond. Do I notice the Glencairn's directing more of the ethanol up the glass versus the Norlan? Yes, I do. Absolutely. 100% on that. Let's see what else. Zopher said, I think it depends on the size of your nose with the Glencairn. I never have to tilt back that much. I do have a big schnoz. I will say that much. That's why Dixon says small wine glasses are the best. That's a good point too. Brian was drinking straight from a Blanton's bottle last weekend. That's all right. We've all been there. Eric was talking about how they raised money this year. Yeah, we one of my groups raised, I think it was 15 or 20,000 for Toys for Tots this year. So, man, if you can find a good group of people who want to take care of other people through bourbon, nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. 4-ounce stemless wine glasses are best for nosing. Interesting. I could get on board with that. I think that I would love to do a whole episode too on just different, have one bourbon, have a whole bunch of different glasses, and just compare them and see how it changes the way that you perceive or drink that bourbon. So that will definitely happen in the future. It's so funny. I'm so used to drinking the Heaven Hill out of the Glencairn that it's honestly like a completely different experience for me personally drinking it out of Norlan. Mm. Now the real question is twofold. One, does it improve the experience? Two, does it improve it enough to be worth the price? First question, I would say, yes, it does improve the experience. It provides you with something that becomes a little bit more complex. I would say you're not having to fight with some of the alcohol notes that you could be finding. You want to see me drink out of the bottle? That's so does a Perry pour become even more dangerous? Yes. You know what, Matt? That's how I'll close the show. Is I'll drink out of the bottle. How's that sound? That's fine. Excuse me. The second part of that question: is the price justified by the change? It's $50 for a set of 2. You have to understand that there is a lot of work that goes into it. It's hand blown. So each glass technically would be $25. I would say based on the quality of the product after, having tried this in different scenarios, I'm becoming pory. It's tough. I think that this is one of those things where you need to try it if you can, so you can really determine whether or not it's worth your dollar. I am personally a pretty big fan of it. At the price point, maybe not so much, but quality wise, it gets a thumbs up for me. It gets recommend. So it just kind of depends on whether or not you can find it, at certain restaurants or bars. Wait, are you saying out because you don't like the price, or are you guys leaving? Have you seen the rock glasses? No, I have not. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are talking price. I thought you meant that you were leaving. I was like, no, come back. Yeah, it's expensive, man. It's expensive. I was very pleased to have gotten these as a gift for Christmas. So, yeah. And it will be interesting to see, how people feel about them when I bring them on the show or bring them on for live streams or whatever. Don't make me buy 2. Okay, that's fair. That's actually a really good point. If you could buy one of these, I think it would actually be a really good way to experience it. It's $25 for a glass. I think that's, it's fine. If they sold them glass by glass, it would probably wind up being more like $30, honestly. think you're probably getting a bit of a deal because you're getting 2 of them at the same time. Michael said, so I'm looking for my first set of glasses. Should I go Glencairn and Norlan or something else? I was leaning Glencairn. I don't think you can go wrong with Glencairn. I really don't. It's just that the Norlan glass provides a different experience to what the Glencairn does. And I think that what I would have to say, just kind of as a definitive, all around explanation for the Norlan glass, is that it's different, but not necessarily better. I don't want to, go too far into it, but I just think that it's best glass is a clean glass. Best glass is a clean glass. That's hard to say. So anyway, that about does it, I think. I do like the Norlan glass. I really do. It's just, it's different. That's all there is to it. Best glass is the one with bourbon in it. Yeah. Oh, what about the Tribeca? Love the Tribeca. Yeah, good stuff. I definitely need to get some of those. Yes. Swan, I might have to make that into a shirt or something. I think that would be kind of cool. The best glass is the one with bourbon in it. Agreed. Well, that about does it for me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, even though it went over a little bit more than normal. I want to say, especially Michael, who is here for the first time. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe to the channel, to hit the like button, bell notification for when I'm going live on Tuesday nights. New episodes come out every Wednesday, unless I'm dealing with stuff like I am right now. But there is a new episode coming out tomorrow. Swan's on it. It's got a bit of a surprise in there too. Monica likes Thursdays better. Okay. Well, maybe Thursdays could become the new Tuesdays. We'll see. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. New episode coming out tomorrow. Check that out. Threadless.com/ what is it? Bourbonshop.threadless.com. That's what it is. That's where you can find all of our apparel and merch. You can also head to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a patron of the show, and that helps me out so much. It means a lot too. So many of you guys in here are, of course, patrons. I think just about all of you. Helps me out week to week, show to show, day to day. Means a lot. Appreciate you all. What else? 5-star rate and review on iTunes. That really does help me out a lot as well. So yeah, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I owe somebody something though, and this will be the end of the stream. See? Straight out of the bottle. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy the new episode tomorrow. I'll see you all next week for a new live stream. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is my Bourbon Podcast live stream. Cheers, guys.